We can talk about SNL now.
Okay. You said that was what you said you watched today, right?
Yeah, I watched it while I was at work. So I was
Okay.
working and watching it. So you might want to take the lead on this one too, since you're more of SNL guy too. So you're more familiar with the history and everything. I kind of watch on and off.
I would say the structure of the show, how they did it as a whole, was pretty good. I was very upset that it wasn't on Saturday. Didn't make any sense to me that you're gonna have the goddamn. Now, I could be wrong, but if the reason was because the 16th of February was indeed the first air date, then that makes sense because they're doing it for a date. I get that. I honestly should just look that up real quick, but one problem I had was it's the same problem I've talked about before. Why am I seeing Sabrina Carpenter in like 2 or 3 fucking sketches when you have people in your cast that are literally doing nothing? I don't want to see Sabrina Carpenter in a sketch. I get having some of the, because they're having a lot of the different people from over the years come through and do that, but they've kind of already been doing that. We got Eddie Murphy in 2 sketches. That was fucking awesome. I was glad as hell to have that.
He was awesome.
But he was literally like the only person that represented the 80s as far as was Dana Carvey in a sketch at all? I don't think Dana Carvey was in it. I mean, he started in the 80s, but like you had some people from Lorraine Newman had the pre-tape. That was awesome that she had with Pete Davidson. He's like, all right. But that was cool to see. Garrett Morris, that was fucking awesome where he was at towards the end. He just sat down. I love Garrett Morris. He used to fucking, because they would have to I don't know how much SNL you was, but like they would have to they would reread the top story for the deaf people. And then they'd have him in the corner of the screen just yelling as loud as he could the same things that Chevy Chase was saying because they're deaf. So he's just yelling at them, our top story tonight. And then so he was on there. But like they had, and then they had, I don't know, some of the people that they had come do sketches was really weird to me, choices, because they were not, I don't know. Let me think about this. It was fucking 3 hours long. So some of it's kind of hard for me to, okay. So most of the music was not great in my opinion. I mean, I like Paul Simon, but I don't know much about, Sabrina Carpenter. She's got a good voice or whatever.
I actually skipped most of the musical parts. I didn't skip the Adam Sandler one though.
They had and then they had Miley Cyrus and the guitar player from Alabama Shakes. I always forget her name, but they did Nothing Compares to You, the Prince song, which was famous from Sinead O'Connor. What was even crazier about that was they had Aubrey Plaza introduce that song, and her old man just fucking unalived himself not that long ago, and you could tell, like looking at her, like she looked like she'd been through it. But it was good to see somebody come out and do something like that. Let's see, I'm trying to remember.
Apparently she loves Saturday Night Live, so it's probably something.
Yeah, she was a page there. She auditioned like 3 or 4 times. I've seen like 3. Yeah, because she one of them she did an impression of Sarah Silverman. And that's another thing too. It was good to see that there was a shit ton of former cast members out there. And there was a shit ton of like, it was cool to see how many like if you'd have dropped a bomb on that place, there'd be no entertainment anymore. Like they could have got everybody, they had like all the everybody, they were all there. But when they were doing the question and answer thing, I thought that was good because that's something popular they do in SNL all the time. But then it was just with like all these famous people and shit. I thought that was funny. I like one little note I have there was Zach Galifianakis got to do two things, and Zach Galifianakis has like a couple of the best SNLs I've ever seen, in my opinion. So it was fun. It was fun. I just was tickled to see that. But like, so did you know Julia Louis-Dreyfus was on SNL? She was in 1980. I can't remember. It was on the early 80s, and her husband also was on that show, and they were there together. So that was cool. Because they were on the same thing together. And then okay, you know how, okay, again, you have to have a little bit of knowledge, not that you don't. I hate to insinuate that you don't know. Every time John Mulaney hosts, he does this like big Broadway theatrical thing in a subway store, not like Subway sandwiches, but like a store in a transit area or whatever. Yeah, like it's like a bodega, but it's always like at a rail station or something. And then they always make fun of like musical songs from Broadway and shit. They had one of those in this, and like they had like a shit ton of, if you didn't know who they were, it was like a kind of a blink and you'll miss it thing. But they had like former cast members in that just show up as just random shit real quick. Like Alex Moffat went through there as somebody, and God damn, I can't even remember everybody that was there. Who else was it? Damn, but that's the thing, like whenever they were doing regular sketches, it was weird to me who they had to do the sketches in certain ones. Like when they had they did the sisters that sing, and then I'm Dunice, she's got the big forehead and shit. They had all those people there that normally did it. Like they had Anna Gasteyer, she did it before, but they had Amy Poehler, and they had what was her? Kristen, or no, not Kristen. Well, she's Dunice, but who's the other one? Several different people did it, but then they had Scarlett Johansson and Kim Kardashian do two of them. I mean, I know that Scarlett Johansson's married to Colin Jost, and I don't think it's anything like that, but it was just weird to me. Why wouldn't you just have some of the people that did that shit before, you know? And then what's up?
I think with that, and then with Sabrina Carpenter, is to kind of get the younger demographic. I'm like, who younger watches Saturday Night Live anymore, you know, or, you know, traditionally anyway. So
yeah, I mean, you have a point there. I guess that's true. But at the same token, I guess that's how, if they follow Sabrina Carpenter on Instagram, she's like, hey, I'm gonna be on SNL, come watch me. I guess that makes I guess so. And I'm not, that's not me hating on these younger people. The bitch can sing, she sounds good. I don't know anything. It was just, I guess that you give me that point, that makes more sense. That they're probably trying to cater to the younger demographic, but like you know, they brought that Tom Hanks reprised that MAGA character on the Black Jeopardy, and that was like kind of lukewarm. like we don't need any of that shit right now. Because he did that before. That was a character he did before on one of the old Black Jeopardies when he hosted during one of the last Trump things or whatever. And so it was just, they were rehashing an old joke. It's like, why did you pull Eddie Murphy away for that? Can I just hear Eddie Murphy as Tracy Morgan talk about lasagna some more? I was fucking dying. I will not ingest 3 cheese lasagnas, he was saying. And every you can hear Leslie Jones losing her fucking mind every time she's not on camera. You can hear her laughing her fucking nuts off. That shit's so good.
And then the actual Tracy Morgan's sitting there like trying not to laugh. Like, he finally gets him at the end though. Because he says something now at the Apollo here. He's like, because they're talking about a different show, because they're trying to get him to answer Saturday Night Live, and they keep talking about different shows, and he calls out the Live at the Apollo there, whatever, and Tracy just goes fucking lays it down. That shit was funny. Overall, it was good. I was happy with it. I was happy that there's a lot of like supplemental shit for this whole set. You have like 4 episodes of that Beyond Saturday Night Live, which I wish there was more episodes of that. There was only 4, and one of them covers like the auditions. One of them covers literally the more cowbell sketch, which that was great, but it was just one sketch.
One of them covers some of the music, and I can't even remember what the last one was. But then you have an actual musical documentary on SNL, which was done by Questlove. That was fucking awesome. And then they had the goddamn live concert. That actually was pretty good. Fucking Jack White closed that show. He blew the fucking house down, in my opinion. That shit was awesome. But I like Jack Black. I think he's a good musician. And he's you can tell he fucking is like passionate about that shit up there, killing it.
It was Jack Black? Jack Black?
Jack White. Did I say Jack Black
Okay.
once?
Okay.
It was Jack. I think I said Jack White the first time. I said Jack Black the second time.
Yeah,
no, it's Jack White. Jack White because he's white as fuck. He looks like a scarecrow. The scarecrow looking one. Not the zany one with the fucking the eyebrows and the shit.
I'm Steve.
I need to watch that concert. They had like a Nirvana reunion too, right? With Post Malone.
God damn it.
Singing.
Let me say something about that.
All right.
This is not to Nirvana's detriment. When Nirvana got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they had exclusively females sing their songs, which was a baller fucking move. Because, you know, say what you want about Kurt Cobain. Was he a dirtbag junkie? Yeah, but he was cool with like people's rights. You know what I mean? Like, and he was all about women empowerment and, you know, gay empowerment, things like that. It's like, I don't care, just fucking be cool. So they had Joan Jett sung a song, St. Vincent sung a song, and Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth sang a song. That was fucking awesome. Like, those were all really good performances. It was cool. It was cool to see that. And you get to see Nirvana play again. These guys are all wanting to play again. That's where I think a lot of that comes from. Like, it all just ended with Kurt, and then we never did anything together again. And like Pat Smear, a lot of people don't even know Pat Smear. He was added to Nirvana like at the end for the last tour. If you watch the Unplugged live in New York, he's there playing with them because he was a member of the band then. And then 3 months later, he killed himself. Not Pat Smear, Kurt Cobain, but. And so now when Nirvana goes out and plays, he's there because he's a member of the fucking band. So that's cool. But then this time they have Post Malone. I don't have any qualms with Post Malone, except that he's one of those people that, well, I'm country now. Now I'm a rapper. Now I sing punk. He's like a Machine Gun Kelly to me. Like Machine Gun Kelly started out rapping. I'm feuding with Eminem, and then now I'm Blink 182, I guess. And then I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's not fucking what's her name anymore because they got divorced or whatever. So whatever. But and then Post Malone to me is like, okay. Now you're country, because I think he's going on a country tour and he's out there wearing like, he doesn't look like he belongs. Like, you know, he's wearing a fucking trucker hat, and they were all happy as shit for him to be there. And I don't think he did a terrible job, but I would have rather St. Vincent was there. They should have just had her come and sing a song. Fuck. Cher sang at the goddamn that 3-hour live concert. That bitch still has pipes. Have her come sing a Nirvana song. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just, I thought it was a lot more unique and cooler when they did it that way, instead of just having Post Malone. Now, what I will say is, I was happy as fuck to see Nirvana play live, because that was like one of the biggest watched shows of all time for SNL was when they performed on there. That's why Nirvana was there, because it's like, that was a big fucking deal. That was okay. Yeah. Here's some other back. You might already know this. They were at SNL when Weird Al called him for permission for Smells Like Nirvana to parody their song. He called them that night when they played at SNL. So that I thought that was kind of cool.
Wow.
But
I didn't know that.
I mean, that's no detriment to them. They all sounded good. It was just, I would have picked like Kim Gordon or somebody, because literally Kurt tried to sing like her, and then because I don't know if you've heard Kim Gordon sing. it's not necessarily pleasing on the ears, but I mean, it's visceral and it fits the fucking vibe, because you wouldn't be listening to her singing unless you're listening to that type of music anyways. It was good. Overall, I was happy with it. It went pretty much how I wanted it to go. I just really felt like there were a lot of voids. Like, Bill Hader wasn't there. How the fuck are you not going to have Bill Hader there? And I've read certain things. He did that Californians commercial for the Super Bowl. So I get that. And that motherfucker had a really hard time at SNL. That kind of leads me into another point. The anxiety digital short. Everybody on SNL has anxiety. I think, like, if I was Bill Hader, I'd be sitting home thinking, are you directing that at me, motherfucker? Are you talking about me right now? Is that because I'm not here? I just kind of thought that was fucking funny. Now, one thing about that I'll say, Paul Simon's a big deal on SNL. Gotta have Paul Simon. I'm cool with that. And her singing with him was pretty good. That was a good opening. I'm glad I didn't open with like some political sketch or some shit. I'm glad there wasn't a whole lot of politics in this. That was kind of what was weird, that there wasn't a lot of, like, I don't remember like one political sketch, anything at all in here besides Tom Hanks with the MAGA hat. Do you?
No. It's probably because people don't want to fucking deal with politics right now.
And that's what I mean. It's like, well, yeah. So, but that was good. And let's see. Oh yeah, Steve Martin did basically the monologue. That was fucking awesome. Steve Martin, old fucking staple. Of course, you got to have them. And then you have the Lawrence Welk thing. Okay, the Robert Goulet shit makes me laugh. Okay, it makes me laugh for kind of very bad reasons. I'll explain.
Okay.
Do you remember a long time ago when you showed me some bloopers from Alf? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going in that direction with this. He did a sketch as Robert Goulet where he was singing Notorious B.I.G. songs, right? Okay. But they didn't edit the N-word out. And he's saying this shit with like the hardest of R's I've ever heard. He's singing it like a crooner, okay? You'll never see this shit unless you go look for it. Because they have excised it. And I'm pretty sure that he's pretty ashamed of it. I mean,
yeah.
If working at SNL, there's no way that shit would have got it. Keenan was there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just saying, whatever happened for that shit to get passed and then air on Saturday Night Live, that's funny. Or that happened.
So who said that? Who said it?
Will Ferrell as Robert Goulet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was like actual Robert Goulet.
He's a crazy beep. He fucking says it like that, and he's like, like, God damn. Like, so when he first came on screen, that was the first thing I thought of. Like, fuck. It wasn't. I was just, my mind went to that dark place because I don't know when the last time he did Robert Goulet was. So, but yeah, he does Robert Goulet with the Lawrence Welk shit, and then I'm Dunice, and then you have Anna and Scarlett and the Kardashian with the fake ass. They all have fake ass, whatever. The Black Jeopardy, which is fucking great. What? Yeah. Yeah, right there. Let me hear you say, yeah, he says, and that's when fucking Tracy breaks. But no, the fucking thing he says about the goddamn lasagna, I will not. Part of it makes me feel like he's saying shit that's not on the cue cards. He's just, because you'll notice sometimes when he's saying shit, the camera's not on him. So that makes me think that he's saying some extra shit in there, because who the fuck's gonna be like, Eddie, don't do that? You know what I mean? Eddie says motherfucker in the goddamn Scared Straight sketch, and did you notice they blurred that out? He like, motherfucker. So you had Black Jeopardy. Oh, and then Emma Stone comes out with oh God, what's her name? I always forget her damn name. I could kick and I could stretch. Molly Shannon plays it, that like older woman character, whatever. And
that's one thing I noticed, is that they had like a lot of the 2000 sketches on here.
Yeah, that was what I see. That was the point I was making earlier, was like, there's not a lot of representation for like shit from the 80s. Why didn't you have Martin Short come do Ed Grimley or something? Why didn't you have that's what I mean, is like the only person that represented anyone from the 80s as far as it was Eddie Murphy. It was like, here's what I would think, right? I'm not smart. I can't program TV and shit. But as somebody who loves SNL and stuff, as a viewer, I would want to see kind of, I think what you're leaning towards is like, I want to see sketches done now from all of SNL. Do the cheeseburger sketch, do the Olympia Diner sketch from the 70s. Bill Murray's there. Get the shitty Belushi brother. Who gives a fuck? Get all these other people and just do Olympia Diner real quick. Get Dan Aykroyd. I know a lot of these people are older and stuff or whatever, but like, or something like that. And then a lot of the sketches was stuff that's now or in the 2000s, because most of those people are still young and I guess supple enough to be able to do this shit. But and then we have and it's talking about all the physical comedy and shit. That was great. They showed that. And then they had and this was one complaint I had. They do another Domingo sketch. Now, the Domingo sketch is where it's the bridesmaids are singing terribly about when they were away doing their bridesmaids, doing their bachelorette party, they all fucked a guy named Domingo basically, and they're basically admitting that to the guy that got married. This is the third sketch of this that I've ever seen, and it's been in the last like 2 or 3 years. And they did it again here. Like, I don't want to see a very recent new sketch in the 50th anniversary. And so in my opinion, I was like, that was kind of weak. It wasn't really that funny. They did get a chance to get, it was cool. Okay. So they get, Beck Bennett, Kyle Mooney, because they're kind of a comedy duo. It was cool. And then they were up there with Andy and Bowen Yang. They were singing like the groomsmen. So it was cool to see that, because I fucking love Kyle Mooney and Beck Bennett together. Because I mean, I know Kyle Mooney, but Beck Bennett's like the other guy that was on SNL, and they did a lot of sketches together. But also, they did stuff before SNL. I think they auditioned for SNL at the same time, and they got hired at the same time. So I'm just kind of a stand for seeing those guys together again, like after so much time, because I think Beck left before Kyle. Kyle was on for like another season or two. But I was pretty happy about that. And then it goes on to, the questionnaire, which I thought was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty good. I mean, they got fucking Keith Richards, for fuck's sake, dudes, like that. And I could understand what he was saying. He must be doing yoga or something. That was good. And then the Everyone Has Anxiety. That shit was fucking funny. Got Digital Short. Yeah. And then Miley Cyrus and Brittany Howard's her name. From Alabama Shakes, which I don't care at all for Miley Cyrus. I like Brittany Howard. I don't care for that song really, but whatever. And then you got Weekend Update, which was good. And then you got to have Drunk Uncle came back. The bitch you don't want to talk to at parties came back. I love those two characters. They're fucking funny. But again, that's the thing where it's like newer characters. It's not older shit. They bring Bill Murray out, which is cool. And then they bring, Vanessa Bayer and Fred come out as this is based off another sketch they used to do where they were friends with Ahmadinejad, the guy from Iran. And they were like, oh yeah, he's so great. He gets a bad rap. And then but actually, sometimes he'll never offer us water. And so they're like talking really hushed. They don't really like the guys, the whole joke, but they did that for Lorne Michaels instead. So that was funny. Bill comes out. They have another alien abduction sketch where Glenn Close, she fucking breaks character. And then, goddamn, what's her name? I almost feel like this is a vehicle for what's her name? Damn it, the blonde girl's name that is the main,
Kate McKinnon?
That's it, Kate McKinnon. Goddamn, thank you. It's almost like it's just a vehicle for her to like molest dudes. Because like the last couple of those she did, like when she first was doing those, there was not a lot of like touchy stuff. Now she's like full on like flicking their penises and shit. Like it's fucking nuts. God. But they all seem to be with it because you know she's a lesbian, pretty famously. But Glenn Close, it was funny to see her.
But she's never been on Saturday Night Live, right? Like she's never been.
No, I think she was. I could be wrong, but I thought she was on there way back in the day. And then she breaks. That shit was funny. And then you have the Lorraine Newman pre-tape, which was awesome. Then Adam Sandler comes out. That fucking song was awesome too. That was the shit. Adam Sandler coming out and doing a song. That's a staple nowadays. Like when he came and did the song about Chris Farley, that was fucking like, that was nuts. And that was when he recently hosted there like 5 years ago or so, which, you know, I was thinking about that. That was a stacked fucking season 45. Cause I think that was when Eddie Murphy came back. He came back. Fucking bunch of people came back. And then let's see. Okay. And then you have the John Mulaney Subway fucking bodega shit, which was okay, but it was like, you know, all the commercial parodies, and you have a big thing about the commercial parodies. And then you have Bronx Beat, which was pretty decent. They have Linda Richmond on there. And then Lil Wayne comes out with The Roots. I actually thought that was pretty good. That was one thing I wanted to mention about the live SNL on Friday night or Saturday night or whenever. Yeah, Friday night. The Roots was the backing band for like everybody that performed pretty much. You know how fucking nuts that is? That was, and it was like awesome. Like the Roots they need reparations. That's all. I don't know. They need something. We need to get them some shit. Let's see. And then, so Tom Hanks comes out and does an in memoriam, but it's not for people who have died. It's for very horribly toned sketches. That
was one of my favorite parts of the show.
That was one of my favorites too, because here's why. Because they showed it all. Like they didn't exactly. It just was like, we was this way, that's how it was. We're sorry, here you go. That shit made me laugh. They fucking okay, so the Debbie Downer thing was pretty good. Got to see who was it? Io was there, Io Debris, and Drew Barrymore and Jimmy, and then Robert De Niro, and he didn't really look like he wanted to be there. And you got the Scared Straight shit, which was pretty fucking good. Fucking Will Ferrell coming out in the crop shorts with that fucking haircut. And then like as soon as he walks out, Keenan looks at him and he about breaks because he's like, God damn, bro, the shorts are too much. That shit was good. So you get that, and then Garrett Morris comes out and he fucking he shows this was kind of meta as fuck, really, because I remember this. They show this short film that they did, I think it was in the first season, where John Belushi goes to see all his former friends that were cast members, and they've all since died, and he's the last one left. He was the first one out of all of them to die. As far as I know, all the rest of them are still alive. That's fucking pretty crazy to think that, just to see that. But and then Paul McCartney comes out and does a song, which I don't really care about Paul McCartney. And then that was it. And then it's Good Nights, and that's pretty much the whole show. I don't know, but I mean, all in all, it was pretty decent. And I think one positive thing to look forward to is it's still the 50th season, so it doesn't mean that we're not going to get maybe some more surprises later, because it resumes the like in 2 weeks. I think we get a new episode. They come back. I don't even know who's hosting, but so we may get some surprises here and there. That'd be cool. But I mean, I was happy with it. I laughed. There was a few times I laughed pretty hard, especially when Eddie was on. Like, I was happy as fuck that he was there. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not going to give me Bill Hader, give me Eddie Murphy. And then that makes me happy to see that he's not phoning that shit in. Like, Robert De Niro kind of just seemed like he was phoning that shit in. You know what I mean? Like, Eddie Murphy's one of those people's like, this guy used to have an entourage following him around the 80s and shit. No one said no to Eddie Murphy in the fucking 80s, you know what I mean? But it's like,
well, he'll still come.
What's that?
He could say about anything. He said, it's like, Santa Claus ain't coming to town. Santa Claus is coming in your brown. I'm like, what?
Yeah. But Santa Claus is going to be coming in your brown. I'll do anything half-assed, and half his head's fucking braided, the rest is all fun. But, no, I mean, I just they did push the when they were talking about somebody makes a joke about Fred Armisen makes that joke about I'll try to get this sketch passed again the next time Kevin Spacey hosts. And everybody kind of like goes like this. That was fun. They said some pretty brazen shit during it. I can't remember everything they said, but it was good. But like, to get 2 sketches out of Eddie Murphy was awesome. We got Tracy Morgan.
John Mulaney said in surprise, like, out of the 800 people that hosted, only 2 murdered people.
Yeah, and you know that way. They brought that up later too, because it was OJ and the Beretta guy. What was his name? Robert Blake. That was him.
Robert Blake.
Yeah. So yeah, but and that kind of speaks to how fucking nuts. This thing's been on for 50 years. People from it have murdered people. That's fucking nuts, you know? Like, but SNL's always been like a cultural touchstone and shit too. Like, it's so, you know, one thing that really, really, really fucking sucks about going to watch old SNLs is if, like, they have to excise sketches if there's a musical clearance or something. So you'll go and watch some of these very old episodes and they're 30 minutes long because there's only 3 sketches in them. Sometimes they won't even show Good Nights or the monologue because the monologue they were singing a Broadway song or something. They don't have the rights to it. Mm-hmm. So, but that in my opinion, that especially sucks the worst for music. That's why this show is as good as it is because it will have a musical guest. And they always have, 90% of the time, the musical guest they have is somebody that's got a hit out. They're part of the zeitgeist. Everyone knows who the fuck they are. You know, they don't just pull random people out of a hat. So when you go to watch old SNLs, or if you get to see some, like, I remember watching that. It was a rerun, but it was fucking still in the 90s. Watching SNL when Nirvana played, and that was fucking. I watched Green Day play. I watched fucking Green Day on there live, and that was when I didn't have like cable or nothing, so it was all fuzzy and shit. But it was still, you know. But it was 1994. Dookie was the biggest album of all fucking time. Damn, I wish I could fucking find that. But and it's just so when them not having that now. For you to be able to watch then, that really sucks. But one good thing about that is, I don't know when this started, but now, probably since the inception of Peacock, but now you can go back to any episode, even in like season 45, and all the music is still there because now they're licensing the rights to the music in perpetuity, kind of like what's his name does in AEW. So that it will they always have the rights to it. So that's fucking awesome in my opinion, because then now you have a complete episode, and every episode's a fucking time capsule, really. Because what do they talk about? What's the political sketch? Who's Lee Iacocca? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? If you're some 20-year-old person and you're watching an old episode of SNL, you don't have any frame of reference. But maybe you would want to look that shit up, you know what I mean, or whatever. So that's what I mean. It is a time capsule, but I think that's a good thing. In like, you know, they say, it aged like milk or whatever. Some things do, but you get to see where like America as a fucking whole is just from certain episodes. It's like I tried to go and watch the episode like the next episode after I was born, which was like, I think on the 13th, or I can't remember, but like, it's a 20-minute long episode, dude, because all half the shit's cut out of it. So it's like, I can't even watch. What's up?
Is there like an archive or anything online where they have like
okay. So there is a Saturday Night Live wiki, and it'll tell you, it's pretty well curated. It'll tell you what was in every episode. For the most part, the only archive that I know that exists is literally at 30 Rock. They like, that's one of the big things that they show like new cast members and shit is like, here you can go and watch full episodes. Nothing's cut out. You can watch different camera angles. You can see like different camera angles from when they were filming certain things and shit, because they have all the raw unedited tape, and you can literally go to a room and watch all that because they have it all digitized, but they don't have like a public one because like, again, it's all the rights issues and shit.
So what were your favorite parts of it then, of the SNL 50?
Oh shit. Well, Black Jeopardy for sure. I liked the question and answer portion. That was pretty funny. The digital short was good. The Adam Sandler shit was really good and got misty-eyed on that. And then the Scared Straight was pretty much my favorite stuff. So for that. But like I said, I really think it kind of, I don't know. I almost feel more like as a whole, it's better with everything because you had, like I was talking about the supplemental material, you have like the 4 kind of like hour-long documentaries about certain things. You've got the documentary about the music. You kind of almost that, if you have that all together, it makes a good package. This, I'd give it a solid probably 3 out of 5 out of 4 out of 5 stars. I would have, me being selfish, I would have just liked to have been able to see more old cast members come out and do some shit. I want to see, it's Saturday Night Live, man. The cast is the ones that are supporting the hosts and shit. They're the ones that's in every sketch. I want to see it. That's kind of what I wanted to see. Eddie Murphy did the shit. He's fucking Eddie Murphy. Julia Louis, fucking Robert Downey Jr. was a goddamn cast member, Wes. Did you know that? Randy Quaid was in the same season with him. Did you also know Anthony Michael Hall was in the same season with them? They're all members of SNL, homie. They all did one season. Joan Cusack, same season. They're all there. Bring these motherfuckers back to do a sketch. I'd love to see that shit. Now, maybe they don't want to do it. Obviously, I get it. Yeah, But I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I would like to just, it doesn't have to be sketches even from the shit they did before. It could just be new shit with some of these old cast members. Get Jim Downey to write a fucking sketch. Jim Downey's if you don't know who Jim Downey is, he's the guy that is talking about everything you've said here has made everyone stupider from having heard it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. That's Jim Downey. He worked there for like 25 fucking years. He wrote like half of the good sketches there. So it would have been cool to see him like write a sketch or like, I don't know. I saw all those people there and it was cool because like Adam Driver was there. He was in the hot dog suit for the and then they did in the questionnaire thing. His are some of the best SNLs you'll ever watch. Every fucking time he's hosted, it's great. He's always in every sketch. Those are bangers when they're in like every sketch. There's some where the host is only in like 3 sketches. It's fucking nuts. Like he's in every goddamn sketch making an ass of himself, but I don't know. I'm happy we got it. All in all, I think it was good. Yeah. And I'm ready for, whatever the fuck else happens. Cause like everyone thought Lorne was going to retire and someone else was going to take over the show. I kind of hope, I don't know, dude. I don't know that the show, I feel like when Lorne retires, NBC or somebody higher up will try to like put the kibosh on it. I don't know if they'll try to keep it going. That's what I could be completely wrong. That's just what scares me, because also I don't know who the hell else. Maybe Tina Fey people keep saying like Tina Fey and shit could take over the reins, but it's like I don't see because that's the thing. She's a writer. Lorne Michaels, as far as I know, was never a writer. He's a producer. He's like, I want to make this shit happen. I want comedy. You make comedy. I'm producing the comedy. You know what I mean? Like in a rudimentary way. Obviously, I'm fucking. But that's so. You gotta have somebody that sees the entertainment value. Like Lorne Michaels to me is kind of the opposite of a Vince McMahon, to bring wrestling into it once again, because you know. Fucking, you know, every time like something bad happens in the world, like when the Ukraine war happened, they had the Ukrainian choir from New York come in there and sing, you know, like Lorne has touchstones. He knows like when September 11th happened, they had the first episode after September 11th happened. Cold open was Paul Simon singing The Boxer, which is about, you know, getting the shit beat out of you and standing up again, which is what happened to America. And then Lorne asks Steve Martin, I think he's like, can we be funny? Because, you know, it's a sensitive time. It's like, you're not allowed to be funny when so much tragedies happen. So he asks, is like, can we be funny? And Steve Martin's like, why start now? Because like at that time, fucking SNL had been on for like 20 some years. So they did make a joke there, but there's like Lorne has a pulse for like things. He doesn't always make the right decision or whatever, but I feel like he's always got the best interest. He's got the show and the audience is what he's really trying to cater to. Whereas like with Vince McMahon, it's like, well, yeah, this would be what everyone wants, but nah, I just want Brock Lesnar to come out and fucking smear someone on the ground in 30 seconds, and that's good. And then I'm gonna shit on a girl that don't want it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss an update. If you want to support the channel and get exclusive content, check out our Patreon in the link below.